All right. So, currently it's 10:30. I've been up since 4:45. I slept in this morning by accident. Oh, I still gotta read. Son of a. Oh my gosh, I'm so pissed. Anyways, title of this video is called. Well, you already read this title of the video. You can destroy anything. I can't even remember what the title. It is a lot easier to destroy something than to build something. And I want to say this because I learned this through time and time of working on something that I thought to myself was going to be the perfect thing for me. It was going to be the end all be all. Forgive me. And I thought it was going to be the thing for me. Whether it was sports, whether it was school and my grades, whether it was video games, learning a language, building a business. It's so much easier to destroy something than create something. And a great analogy I'll give about this, okay? It is so much harder to build a relationship than it is to destroy one. I can easily destroy a relationship just like that with 60 seconds. But it takes years to be able to establish a relationship that is trustworthy. It's not easy. Why am I bringing this up? Makai, why are you talking about this? Well, for one, it was on my topics of list, or my list of topics to talk about. And second is, in life, it is very, very easy to take the easy road, to take the easy route. I think a lot of time, especially in today's day and age, most people, when things get hard, they look for what's new, like what's next. Like how can I make this easier for me? And they're destroying the progress they originally made. Like, you could be part of a company. It's a great company. Actually, matter of fact, I'll give a great analogy. I actually just sold a very nice 2020 Lexus ES to one of my customers today, and he's in State Farm, and he was telling me that State Farm is a very, very great place to work at. And a lot of times, and I believe because he's in management, and he's told me, like, a lot of times people think like, oh, it's State Farm, the pay's gonna be so nice, and I'm not gonna have to work or do anything at all. And he's seen it time and time again, where people come in thinking that they don't have to do anything at all and still get paid. And then he ends up having to fire them because they're not working hard enough. Or they are working a lot more than they expect, so they quit. Same thing with building and destroying a building. You could be in the right place, in the right area, but because of your ego, or because of your pride, or because of what you expected, your entitlement, you didn't get what you wanted, you quit. And because you're so devoted to your ego, your entitlement, your your arrogance, your pride, because you're devoted so much to that, you don't see it as a loss. You don't see it as you you starting over. But the truth is, you're starting over. You're not getting anywhere. You're not making any progress. You think everything has to come to you. You think everything just has to fall into your lap, and you can just go about your own life. Oh my gosh. You know what's so funny? I'm blessed to how I grew up. I remember I used to ask my mom, and I'd say, Mom, can we go to the GameStop? And she was like, you got GameStop money? And I'd tell her no. She's like, well, then we ain't going. All right. Eventually I started learning. Mom, I want to go to GameStop. You got GameStop money? Yep. Okay. Go to GameStop. Bought the game. I learned a work ethic very, 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 very early in the beginning, in my life. And especially, I think sports did it for me too. Because I was I'm not joking, like I was the smallest, skinniest kid on the team. Like, the fact that I was able to play football is a freaking miracle. And the only reason why I stayed was because there was something about the challenge that I loved. But more importantly, it was what I learned playing football was because I wasn't as talented and wasn't as gifted and I wasn't good, I had to work harder to be able to play. Even at 6, 7, 8 years old, I had to work harder. I had to. I had no choice. And because of that, it just mentally in my mind, I always put in more work subconsciously to get what I wanted. Because I've never been good at anything. Anything I ever did, I was never good at it. There was nothing on this planet that I was naturally good at. Maybe one thing. It was probably maybe talking to people. That's it. I think that was just something naturally I've been blessed with. Other than that, I ain't got it like that. Not all that athletic. I have a nice build. I'm not the brightest. I'm not the most intelligent, even though I'm a very, very curious person. There's nothing. Let me not disrespect God's word. There's nothing out of the ordinary about me. Nothing at all. But the fact that I love the work and I'm willing to outwork and put in more work than most people, I will smoke anybody who comes in my way because they don't have the stamina like I do. I can work from 5 o'clock to 8 o'clock at night. No problem. No problem. Because I built it up. I built that stamina. Most people, and on top of that, I could go years without making progress and still keep going. Why? Because I have the stamina. Most people will quit their job within less than 2 years. Less than 2 years, they'll quit. Me, if I know for a fact that what I'm doing is not just purposeful, but fulfilling and aligns with my morals, I can't quit. I can't quit. It's funny because I was just talking to one of my boys. He was asking me, he's like, bro, why don't you date? Like, why don't you go on dates with, like, anymore? Well, one, I'm stupid busy, so I legit don't have the time to give my attention to another person. But I know for an absolute fact, the next woman I date she'll be the one. She'll be the one because it's not a okay, let's get to know each other, let's talk, let's go on dates, and then no, bro. No. If I see you and I have within maybe 30-minute conversation, honestly, I will probably know within the 5 minutes I talk to you whether or not I know you'd be a right fit. Within 30 minutes of being able to talking to you, maybe seeing you a little bit more frequently, we're going on dates. Because I know what I want. And the fact that I know what I want is that I won't give it up. I won't compromise. I won't settle. So when I find the one, I'm not looking anywhere else. This is it. We're here. We're good. Locked in. I'm not switching it up. I'm not restarting. No. I will go through the pain that we will go through. I will go through the hard times. I don't care. I am sticking to it. I'm not after this dating and hopping from one to one to one. Like, that's a waste of my time. Kind of went off topic there, or a little bit off track. But because of that, my understanding of quitting is destroying all the work that you put in. When you quit, and I understand quitting can be good and can be bad. Okay, we're talking about the bad. I'll actually talk about how quitting can be good. Matter of fact, I'm going to write that down for one of my topics one day. Actually, I'll do that for my next long form video. Boom. Quitting, in a sense of giving up what you want most for what you want now, that's bad. Quitting something by giving up what you want most for what you want now is bad. Because you want, we'll play the success story, yeah? You want the car, you want the house, you want the money, you want the woman, you want the clothes, you want the boat, I don't know. Whatever materialistic stuff you're seeking. You want the watch. So you quit doing something because you think there's a better opportunity somewhere else that can get you there faster. But the reality is the path that you were just on, the path that you were taking, that is like, the path that you were on, that you were taking, was here. Now you're going to a new path. Now you have to start all over. Now you have to learn new things. Now you have to learn new skills. Now you have to learn new information. Now you have to learn new staff. You have to learn new people. You have to learn the way to communicate. You have to learn a whole entire ecosystem. Now maybe you can transfer some of those skills that you learned beforehand onto this new niche. But if you quit, you are restarting. If you're running a race, it's a mile, 400 meters, and you quit, do you think you get to start back and having to complete the other 1,200 meters? No. You have to restart. You can't just run a mile, a 1,600 race, a 1,600 meter race, quit at the 400 meter mark and think you could start back where you left off. That's not how it works. You'll be disqualified. You'll be out of the race. And you'll have to wait till the next meet, or you'll have to wait till the next wave. Either way, it's going to take you more time to wait than finishing the race. Me, I'm 2 years into this. I'm 2 years in. Matter of fact, I've actually been doing YouTube since 2017 when I was editing videos, like Call of Duty videos. I've been editing since 2017. So, what? That's 8 years I've been editing on YouTube. 8 years. Been making content for since 2021. Haven't really found anything that I found of value until I started doing this. I think I could do this forever. Putting out value for people. Documenting my life, showing what I've been learning and how I can pour it into other people who are watching this. I don't know who's watching this, but I know there's one that needs to hear this. So I know you're thinking about giving up. I know you're thinking about quitting, but you must understand there is two different sides of quitting. There's quitting in a sense of giving up what you want most for what you want now. And there's quitting by destroying what isn't good for you for what is better. For example, okay? Quitting a job that you love for a job that other people think you should take. I've had plenty of people tell me I should stop doing what I should do. Plenty of people told me I should get into real estate. Plenty of people have told me I should be a closer for sales. A lot of people think I should get into tech sales, pharmaceutical sales. People have told me go back to school. People told me get a real job. That's quitting. Quitting what I put so much effort into because of a bunch of people told me I should. No. And the other side of quitting, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking, eating bad food, quitting hoeing around, having sex with random chicks, quitting watching porn, quitting binging Netflix, quitting video games. By the way, a lot of you who are probably thinking like, bro, like why would I quit all that stuff? Like some of that stuff brings me like happiness. Like I have to play video. Listen, I used to play. I played video games from the moment I was 6 years old, addictively, from 6 years old all the way up till I was 20. So 14 years. Addicted. I can't imagine hopping on the game anymore. I can't imagine going to parties. I can't imagine being around people who drink, people who smoke, people who are hoeing around. I can't be around it anymore. That's a good quit. Quitting that stuff, that's good. That's a good quit. Giving up bad habits. It's good. That's a good type of quit. And that's okay. There's good destroying and bad destroying. Good quitting and bad quitting. And I honestly don't have to go into detail what is good from bad, because you already know what's good from bad. But it's up to you whether you decide you want to quit or not. I remember I had so many guys in high school tell me like, oh, weed's not addictive. I can quit whenever I want, or I'm not addicted to vaping. I can quit whatever I want. Yeah, okay. You're addicted to something that the moment you try to stop doing it, it's hard. That's when you know you're addicted. But like, in order to get to that point where you want to stop, you have to want change. And if you don't want change, then you'll always be in the same cycle. So I'm going to close it out here. So we're going to go back. Destroying is so much easier than building. You can build a wall, and it can take you over 1,000 years. You can call it the Great Wall of China. But it'd probably take a week just to destroy the whole thing. You can build the tallest skyscrapers in the world. Maybe take a few years for it to be built. But it only takes one day called 9/11 to destroy the building. You can have the most indestructible ship in the world, but it only takes one glacier to have the Titanic. It's a lot easier to destroy than it is to build. So when you know, and when it comes down to it, where you get to a point where you're thinking about quitting, make sure it's quitting or you're destroying for the better and not for the worse. And sometimes you won't know. Just how it is. You know, for me, when I quit learning languages and started my business, I didn't think I'd do my business full time. I thought it was just gonna be temporary, and I would learn languages. That I thought learning languages was going to be my thing. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna travel the world and change people's lives and show people that Americans aren't ignorant and can learn other languages and be culturally diverse and understanding to other cultures. I thought that was what I was gonna do. But I quit. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't technically quit. I still love learning languages. When I get to a point, I will start learning more languages again, and I will do everything in my natural power to be able to speak to people about my business and about my products and about my opportunity that I have for them, to be able to help them in different language. That would be such a blessing. I'd love to do that. So, back to what I was saying, I quit. I quit learning languages to pursue this. And it was very interesting because in the beginning, I didn't think I was going to make it this far. I thought it was just going to be temporary, like I said. But the moment I realized that this is what God had planned for me the entire time, it was just almost like an alley-oop, you know? And I'm still in the motion of slamming it down. It's taking a little bit longer than expected, but it's never in my plan. It was never in my plan. It was in God's plan. But I'm glad I did quit. I'm glad I quit my job. I'm glad I quit learning languages to pursue this more. I'm glad I did, because it's taught me so much about myself and taught me what I want to do in this world. And sometimes that's the risk. Quitting something that you truly are passionate about. Truly are passionate about. In order to do something that you may not know whether or not it'd be a right fit for you. And that's no longer quitting. That's now taking a risk. There's nothing wrong with that. Because regardless of whether or not it works out, I'll tell you this. Regardless of whether or not it works out, you'll have learned something about yourself. And you will become closer and have a better understanding of who you are and who you want to become. Building will always take longer than destroying. So be wise before you destroy what you were building.